Good night. Yes, good night, St. Martin. Good night, and welcome to your favorite online internet program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel. I want to thank you guys, and our apologies for the late start. We was busy here cropping and squeezing up some pictures that we want to get on the program tonight. I'm not seeing anything on the teleprompter, but we're going to get there. And I put up on my Facebook page the Bada Bing scandal part 2. Call a friend, call someone, tell them log on tonight, because what we're going to do is we're going to sort of dissect some of the stories that we hear coming out right now and listening to other possibilities as who did this and who did that, because now there's a new mix in the fray where we have the owner of Bada Bing coming out and saying that, you know, the up leader, Theo Heiliger, asked him to do this because of this and because of that. And when you listen to the whole story, I guess Member of Parliament Patrick Illidge was right when he said there's lots more that meets the eye. Now, I mean, you know, how should I put it? We all have seen the tape. We have watched it over and over. I've listened Tuesday night to Fernando Clark program where a caller called and said it doesn't even look like money. It ain't even real money. We don't know the facts. We don't know the case. And everyone, all the leaders, and the thing about it, you're not really hearing that the leaders of them coming out saying this. We had one leader say it looked like a James Bond story movie. You're not hearing the condemnation from the community in terms of the activists and the this. Besides, you hear Rolex come up with one or two things. And everybody is saying that leave the process takes it. Roll. Leave due course and due process and due this. And I'm saying to myself, this is the height of nonsense, rubbish, and a slap in the face of the people. That the best that you guys can say is leave due process. What due process? And I've been listening over and over and over. Yes, we understand the role of due process, the investigation here, investigation there. Due process did not vote for Patrick Illidge. Due process cannot vote. The people of the country, people of St. Martin, 590-something people, I believe, voted for this member of parliament. And they are asking and they are saying, listen, what we have seen have left a bad taste in our mouth, okay? And we want you to do the honorable thing. And I've said it here on Monday night, and I said it here on the show before, right? Not only should the member of parliament, Patrick Illidge, and also, I believe, the Minister of Justice, Roland Duncan, should tender their resignation. Why? Because that is part of the due process. Since we all are saying, leave due process, do this, leave due process, do that. That is part of the due process. And by doing that, you guys step aside for a while. All right? Leave the investigation go on. Leave the necessary detectives who got to come in and do their research and see what's what. Because, I mean, what it does, right, it puts the country in a shameful position. But I don't want to really focus on the resignation here. What I want to focus now is the other stories that seems to be emerging. And this is what I keep saying here all the time, St. Martin. Now, I look at it two ways, right? I look at it as, if that is the case, then someone else should be investigated. And if that is not the case, right, we are being insulted over and over again. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a story. Here comes the Bada Bing dude saying that the up leader, Theo Heiliger, made him do this because he was upset that Patrick left the up party, okay, and he wanted someone to blackmail him to show him that so he could have come back. And I'm saying to myself, if we have to believe that story, right, then we are a bunch of idiots if we believe that story. Let me explain why. Let me explain why. It doesn't make sense. Because the UP have 6 seats in Parliament. Patrick supporting them gave them 7 seats. So that means the UP leader have another tape of somebody else who he want to blackmail to bring him over that will give him a majority of 8 seats. Because even if you get Patrick Illidge to come back on your side, you only have 7 seats. Because Romain is still independent supporting the government. France is independent supporting the government. And then the National Alliance with the Democratic Party. So I'm trying to understand what it is you would have done. So then there had to be a deal going along somewhere where DP would agree to break the coalition and go back with you. It got to be that. Okay? So it doesn't make much sense to me. And then again, Patrick loan you this money. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. This gentleman, Van Yapper, whatever his name is, his half-brother, not half-brother, his brother is one of the shareholders in Lickham Company, the construction company, Lickham. His brother is one of the owners. So you're going to go to a member of parliament who is your friend to borrow money, okay, for whatever reason, for your divorce or whatever, before you go to your brother. And then if somebody is paying me back and I gone by the person to collect my money, right? The first thing I want to talk about is my money. That's the first thing I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about, okay, what else we need, what permit we need, and look, listen, I know it's 30, but I only have 15 now, and then I had to put some of my, I had to put my salary with it, and then you're taking it out, you're putting it down on the table in parcels, I ain't counting nothing. Come on, man. So then we must believe it? Seriously? Seriously? I ain't come with no kind of bag, okay? No kind of wallet, no kind of suitcase. I mean, it's money that you're giving me back. Money that I loan you. I would come with something in my hand to put my money in to leave with. That, when I get up now, I'm twisting and turning, asking you got nothing from the police in. I gotta take out my keys, I gotta take out my glasses, and I'm stuffing it down in my pocket. But if it's my money, because I loan it to you, and you're giving it back to me, I walking out with my money. It doesn't make sense. The story doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And yet you're going through a divorce and you loan the money. Listen to me. Let me tell you something, right? You can't even deposit $10,000 on no bank account in St. Martin today without someone asking you a question. You can't even do it. All right? And if he loaned it to you, there must be a money trail somewhere. If he loaned it to you, where did he get it from? Then I mean, the good member of parliament is good. He got $30,000 and $40,000 laying around, just cash, laying around his place. Where did he get it from? He loaned it to you when? And what it is, he had a loan, he borrowed the money. I mean, the money had to come from somewhere. You see? So this is what happens when the guys and them get together and they make their story. And because we idiots here in Samantha, we dummies, they come and they throw this kind of story to us. Now, good. If that is the case, right, and we ought to believe that, then somebody else definitely should be locked up, and that should be the up leader, Theo Heiliger, because then that is blackmail. And blackmailing someone is a crime. And the audacity, I'm only going according to the story of the Bada Bing fella. If that is the truth, that we ought to believe that story, right? I am saying this to St. Martin. Theo Heiliger is supposed to only get 10 votes come next election. And that's from himself, his wife, his siblings, and his aunts and uncles. Why? Because if that story is true, We are seeing the true colors of the up leader. All that he would go through just to get into government, putting the country of St. Martin to shame, to dirt, ostracizing the island. Okay? At all costs, no matter what, he must be in government. Because if you listen to the story, he wanted to get back in government. He was vexed that you break up his government. So he was blackmailing. He was going to use the tape to blackmail Patrick to get back in government. So to hell with what St. Martin got to go through. To hell with the people of St. Martin. To hell with what happened. I don't care. I must get back in government. But then if that is the case, St. Martin, you means nothing to this gentleman. But is it a story that we should believe? Honestly speaking, me, I don't believe the story. I don't believe the story. And many people know I'm a hard and harsh critic of Tia Heiliger. But I'm not going to throw him under the bus and believe this story. It doesn't add up. You borrow money and you was paying it back. It doesn't mesh. It doesn't add up. And no, Tia Heiliger ain't give me no money, he ain't give me nothing. I'm not defending him. I'm not backing him. I'm looking at the story from both sides, if one have to believe it. Okay? Because if we have to believe it, and if that is the truth, I would be the first here to apologize to the member of parliament. I would be the first. And I am saying I would launch and lead a protest for the up leader to be arrested, because he haven't not only blackmailed Patrick Illidge, but he have blackmailed the country of St. Martin. And no man is an island up to him. St. Martin don't belongs to him if that is the case, and that is true. We have seen his true colors, that he would do any and everything for he to be in government and to hell with everyone else. And that is a testament to all you people that want to back him. Realize that you mean nothing. It's about him and him only. But again, is it a story that we can believe? I, for one, don't believe it. But you know, St. Martin, I hope you guys learn a lesson. I hope you guys learn a lesson. That at the end of the day, there's big fishes. And there's small fishes. There are shrimps. And then there are prawns. We, St. Martin, we are not part of the big fish. We are not part of the small fishes. We are not even considered shrimps. We are the prawns. We are the prawns. Because we accept all the cuckoo, garbage, septic water, filth from the big fish, the small fish, and the shrimp. We accept it. We goggle it up. We swallow it up. And then we say, thank you. Where's the accountability? Where's the protest? Where's the question? Where's the outrage? But what we like is the sensationality, the polarization of it, the rumors of it, the millionaire part of it, the personal bit. That's what we like, to get involved in everybody's business. And scandal at the water cooler, lunchtime. Boy, you see this, boy, that, and all kind of stories. But standing up for St. Martin and saying, this is unacceptable. We deserve an apology. We deserve the truth. We want to know what happened. This one should resign. That one should resign. We have had enough. No, we don't want that. No, no. That don't mean nothing to us. No, we don't care about that. We don't care about that. But when it comes to the millie part, we all over it. Huh? You haven't heard not credible is the word I want to use. A comforting statement from the Prime Minister. You haven't heard, oh, she spoke about the investigation team, the VAD, this is what they're supposed to do, and that. But Prime Minister, the people of St. Martin wants to know, what is your opinion? How do you feel about what have happened in the last couple of weeks? What do you think about it? Okay? It have hit the world. It is all over the Netherlands. It is all over the United States. It is all over the Caribbean. St. Martin is looked at right now as a corrupt country. And it's not a regular man who is working every day and doing hard, paying his taxes. It's the politicians who's receiving these salaries that everyone is concerned about. That is doing it to us. So, Prime Minister, as the face of the country, good lady, okay, as the face of the country, what is your opinion? What do you think should be done? Due process, due process. And then we listen to the Deputy Prime Minister. It's a James Bond story, movie, is this, is that. I'm saying to myself, where is the condemnation to the fullest aspect? If this is not dealt, this will be a gross violation of justice. But again, who's the Minister of Justice? And then you saw the Today newspaper came up with an article talking about the whole houses, you know, and who's managing and how the policies was changed. And I'm saying to myself, we need to reach to a point here in St. Martin where we can separate ourselves from these sort of establishments. You're a member of parliament, you're a minister, okay? You should not be associating with these sort of things. Yes, you have your individual life. Yes, you have your private life. And things happen. But your personal and your private life is one thing. But when when the country is tarnished by your actions and your doings, then that is something else. And you see, again, that's why others really come down hard on the churches and all these minister and church association and this and that. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Huh? Today we read in the newspaper about the case of incest, where two brothers was molesting their sisters, one young as 3 years old. Where are you guys? I have a serious problem with these council of ministers and churches and things. You're a council of nothing, because you don't condemn the things that warrants condemnation. You know what? I think I had enough of this program. I mean, seriously? Where are you guys? We were all over Maricha. I was all over Maricha. For much less. For much less. Yes, due process should take its course. But St. Martin, we just like Millie. That's what we like, Millie. And our politicians going to continue being the way they are because there's no accountability from the people. Do they deserve their salaries that they are receiving? And I want to make it clear, because I think a little exaggeration has been made, all right, with their $10,000 a month and this and that. Yes, members of parliament make 18,000 guilders a month, but they pay 8,000, almost 9,000 guilders in taxes. The majority of them goes home with 10 and 9,000 guilders. They pay half of it, almost half of it, 8,000 and change in taxes. So yes, they do make $10,000 a month, but they pay almost half, 5,000, almost half of it goes in taxes. Do they deserve it? Yes. but if they are working for it. And that's the problem that I have. Because if you want to attract competent people who's in the private sector, experienced individuals who has their businesses abroad to function, you need to compensate them for the lifestyle that they are accustomed, else you will never get. That's why you're going to continue getting the kind of riffraffs and the squanderers, and that's why you're going to continue getting what we are getting. Because no one wants to leave the private sector. No one wants to leave their business. No one wants to leave the country that they are doing well to come and work for what they're working. Is it a bit extravagant in terms of the traveling and the this and the that? Yes, there are certain things that can simmer down. Like, for example, you guys just came from Holland, and now 2 or 3 of you guys going back to Holland for the inauguration of the queen, of the king and the queen and the. Should you travel first class? No. No. Do I think the meetings to Palatino work for St. Martin? It can work. It should work. But what are you bringing back? We are traveling to countries that have recycling plants, that using biodiesel, that have plastic banned, that taking care of the environment. Their waterways. You think we'll be having thousands of fishes dying in our pond if we have used the expertise from Panama and Brazil? That tells us how to lower down the salinity in the water. That have tilapia plants, breeding tilapia. We have them naturally in the pond and we're killing them off. So I can understand the anger of the people when they say you're working and getting money for nothing. Yes, you guys are. Because we don't see the tangible effects of all that you guys say that you're doing. And it is unfortunate because you have a handful that are really doing stuff, that are really trying. But we got to throw you all in the same barrel. And then you have the 2 Democratic Party members talking about they don't travel, they don't this, they don't that. But you guys ain't doing nothing either. Okay? St. Martin is a small place, a small community. We need help from the international market on how to deal with certain issues in our country. If we was using our expertise on the Environmental Council when we travel to Panama and whoever is on that board, and when we travel to Brazil, in terms of dealing with our waterways, and our fish wouldn't have been dying. Thousands, hundreds of fish. And that again is being just strolled under the carpet because nobody wants to talk about it. Labor. What is the Minister of Labor doing? The Labor Office, what is happening in that place? So I can understand the frustration of the people. People are complaining. They're getting laid off here without a warning letter, without a letter. The contract ends on Monday. Nothing, they ain't hear nothing on Sunday. They come to work on Monday, and then on Tuesday they tell them, oh, we ain't taking you back on. No letters, nothing. And then when you go to the Labor Office, they tell you get a lawyer. Then what are you the Labor Office for? What are you the Minister of Labor for? For what? What are you doing? What have you done? So I can understand when people say, no laws have been passed. What's up with a 6 months contract? What is going on? What is the tangible things that have been done since you guys have been called legislators? My answer is nothing. Take care of yourself, St. Martin people. Have a blessed night. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, XSM Talk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.